Okay, hey babe. So making a wig can be the most tedious task ever. So I am here to give you guys the most easiest and simplest way to do it. I'm here to give you tips, honey. So let's get started. Alright guys, so to start with your wig, you need these tools. You need a thread, a C needle or a straight needle, T-pins to be able to hold the hair in place, scissors, and a dome cap. I'm using a spandex dome cap for this wig, okay? So the hair I'm going to use in this video is from Unice Hair. I bought this hair not so long ago and it's their Peruvian straight hair. I'm actually using an 18-inch closure with 18-inch, 20, 22, and 24-inch of bundles. So I'm using 4 bundles and a closure, so 5 in total. And so far so good with this hair. I absolutely love this hair. I love the luster of this hair. I love the quantity in each bundle. It is so nice. I absolutely love it. And the closure does not come pre-plug, okay, just in case you're wondering. All right, so the first thing to do is to align your closure to the dome cap. You put the edge of the closure, as I showed it before, to the edge of the dome cap, and then you T-pin it in place so that way it does not move when you're sewing it in. Honestly, if you don't have T-pin, you need to go and get T-pin or thumbtacks. I think that's what it's called. Get something that's going to hold the closure in place. It will save your slow sewing life, literally, trust me. And I did mention before, you also need some clips to be able to hold the hair in place like this, okay? So then you're going to want to go ahead and thread your needle and be sure to tie it at the end. Some people can do it without tying it at the end, but I just prefer tying it at the end. So as you can see, the first step is to put the needle through the dome cap itself and then take it through the closure. The reason why I do it like this is to prevent that knot that's at the end of that thread, to prevent it from showing through at the top of the closure. I hope you know what I mean. So you're gonna want to keep sewing until you get to the other side, and as you go, just remove the T-pin and keep sewing the closure down. Okay. So I'm actually going to show you guys 2 different methods to sewing your wig. You can use a bond glue or you can sew it in. Okay, so the first method is bond glue, obviously. So with bond glue, you're going to want to go ahead and apply it to the weft. Okay, you want to go ahead and blow dry it on warm setting so that way the glue can get a little bit tacky, and then you're going to want to go ahead and place it onto the dome cap. Make sure you place it to as close to the edge as possible, but not too far down this way, so that way when you pack it up a little bit, the hair the dome cap won't show. Okay, it's kind of disguise the hair. So once you place it down, you want to go ahead and blow dry it again on heat setting to kind of make it more tacky and make it stick, and then you press it down with your fingers. Literally, this method is so easy. It makes sewing fast, like efficient, time efficient, and just simple. Okay, another method is actually applying the bond glue straight onto the dome cap and then blow drying it in on heat setting, and then you want to go ahead and put the weft on top of it, hold it in place until it's stuck, and you're good to go. And in case you're wondering, this bond glue method actually lasts a long time. It doesn't necessarily come off. So the second method obviously is by using thread and needle, okay, which is what I love. And as you can see, I am single wefting this wig. Okay, I am not sewing it down with a double weft. You can do a double weft, which is what I generally do, but for this particular wig I decided to sew it single weft because I want it to be nice and full, and I also don't want any bump at the back of my head. Then trust me guys, this method, like doing a single weft, takes a long time. I started around midnight and I did not finish till 7:30 in the morning, and that's because I was taking my time because I'm too much of a perfectionist. I just thought to let you guys know, just give you guys a little bit of disclaimer, okay? And one thing you can see here is as I'm sewing the hair onto the dome cap, I'm actually doing an automatic loop. What that is when you put the needle through the weft, through the cap, and then through the weft, just make a little hole and then put the needle straight through the hole. Your loop is done. That's how I tie my, as you can see that's how I tie my loops, my threads. As you can see, I finished the first bundle. Now we're going to the second bundle, and I'm still single wefting it. And to attach the weft to the dome cap, I first put the needle through the cap and then through the weft. Okay, self-explanatory at this point. All right. Also, in case you're wondering, the way I determine where to put the weft is by using my finger. So basically, I place the weft about the top of my nail bed apart. Does that make sense? You'll see it in a second. Just put your finger right there and you put the weft right where the top of your finger is, your nail bed is. That's how I determine where I put my next weft. Okay, so you just kind of get a feel of what you want, and that's how you decide where to put it. Guys, finger cramping is real when you're sewing a wig, especially when you try to be meticulous about it. Literally, can you see that? My finger was cramping. Okay, so I'm just gonna keep sewing until I get close to the closure, and then I'll be right back with you guys. Okay. So as you can see, look at this, is what the stitching looks like. It doesn't have to be perfect, guys. I still don't think this is perfect. Some people's stitching are quite closer together, so you just need to determine what works for you. And as you can see, this is where I was single wefting it. Like, less track shows. It looks a little bit more natural than when I'm actually double wefting it. Okay. And this is second bundle done. Isn't this hair gorgeous? It's so nice. I absolutely love it. Look at that. Look at the thickness of that. Look at the luster. Oh, all right, so now we're going to the third bundle, and we're just gonna do the same attachments, you know, tipping it down on both sides in the middle, put the needle through the cap and then through the weft, and keep sewing. Okay, so we are getting close to the closure, guys, which is where which is where I used to get confused when I first started making a wig. So I would understand if you get confused when you get closer to the closure. Okay, so the main thing you just need to know is, as you get closer to the closure, just pay attention to how you sew it down. Make sure your sewing is as flat as possible, and then when you're sewing into the closure, just put the needle through the closure, okay, and then put it through the cap and put it through the weft. That's how it can be nice and flat and secure. Before, I would put it through the closure and through the weft, and it's not secure. You need to put it through the closure, through the cap, through the weft. So simple. Just, I know it might be daunting for beginners, even like myself. Just be patient and just pay close attention to how you tackle the closure, attaching it to the dome cap and the weft. Okay. I'll just give you babes a little bit of a close up here. So as you can see, through the closure, through the cap, through the weft, through the closure, through the cap, through the weft, through the closure, through the cap, through the weft. And when I say through the closure, I meant through the lace. Through the lace, through the cap, through the weft. Okay, just, you know, yeah. So through the lace, through the cap, through the weft, through the lace, through the cap, through the weft. Am I being annoying? I'm sorry. I just have to say it. So this is it all done. Like, look around. This is the little amount that was left, and I decided to keep that. Usually I would just go and find a space and, you know, sew it on top of it, but I decided to keep it so I can experiment with bleach, which, if you guys haven't seen that video yet, I'm gonna put a link to that down below. Okay, that's all I can say about that. Look at the luster of this hairstyle. I absolutely love it. So this is what the inside of the cap looks like. You can see all that stitching. Okay, this is the length of the hair, in case you're wondering about the length of this hair on my body. Remember, my longest length is 24 inch. Is it? Yes, 24 inches. That's the longest. So this is what the closure looks like, and I need to make that a little bit more natural. All right, which is what we're gonna get to now. Okay, so first I'm gonna want to go ahead and cut the cap, the dome cap, off the wig. And as you can see, I made a little bit of a mistake. I was too excited and I made a hole, and it's an easy fix. Just stitch it back on. So simple. Okay, so to make the closure look more natural, I'm just gonna go ahead and use my rack tail comb and part this hair a little bit and start tweezing it. I feel like if I try to explain this, I will confuse the heck out of you guys. So I'm going to shut my mouth. Actually, I won't shut my mouth. All right, so the tweezer I'm actually using is from Primark. It's this nice and thick tweezer. So you just tweeze. It's, I don't know how to explain tweezing. You just put it in the hair and just... Be careful though. This is the amount of hair that I got out of that tiny little section that I just tweezed just now, okay? And the reason why I'm tweezing it is so that way it doesn't look hella heavy on the edge of the closure. As you can see in the beginning, like it looked hella heavy, and I don't want it to look too wiggy, okay? And I'm also gonna tweeze the parting itself. So I'm actually gonna, you know, I'm tweezing here, and I'm gonna go ahead and stitch the part where I made a hole, which you're gonna see in a second, okay? So I'm actually tweezing all around this closure to make it look more natural, and there's the hole, and I'm just gonna stitch it with needle and thread. Easy as that. If you make a mistake, do not cry, do not throw the wig away, just grab a needle and thread and sew it back. So it's so simple to sew. Don't panic. I used to panic, and that's why I'm saying it. I'm sure someone who's watching this video will understand exactly what I'm saying when it comes to making a mistake when you make a wig. Everybody makes mistake, even the most experienced people. We all make mistake, okay? So this is me, you know, twist the hair to my side. It looks a bit more natural now. The closure doesn't look as heavy as it did before. You guys probably don't know what I'm saying, but to me it looked... So that is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you found it helpful. Did you learn a thing or two? And yeah, comment down below if this is your first time making a wig or if you've been making a wig for a long time, okay? So as always, whatever you do, also remember to love yourself, keep practicing, and I'll see you guys in my very next video. Ouch. Bye bye.